Countless of Americans are losing their lives day by day to deranged and crazed murderers who are wielding weapons given to them by the American government. America is no stranger to terrorist attacks, most notably the 2017 Las Vegas shooting that took 59 lives and injured countless of people. The gunman wasn't American and was not mentally stable, yet was allowed to purchase the weapons that killed the innocent lives. As an American, I value peace of mind and safety, and I was shocked to see just how easy it is for anyone to purchase a weapon of any caliber. Gun laws should prohibit the possession of firearms and will protect the American people from potential acts of terrorism and gun violence. First, I will talk about the diminishment of terrorism and gun violence with stricter gun laws. Second, I will talk about the reduction of crime and gun altercation within the country. And lastly, I will talk about the societal costs that come with gun violence and terrorism. So, to begin with, to purchase a weapon is very easy. There's a 3-day grace period, which makes the government analyze and assess if you are eligible to purchase a weapon or not. I believe this is flawed and should be extended to a longer period to really analyze a person's intentions and to see really what their criminal or background history is. Because of this, anyone can purchase a weapon of any demographic, no matter what they have done in their past, no matter if they're a criminal or not, which will potentially lead to a future act of terrorism or gun violence. For example, American man who was pledged to ISIS decided to shoot up an Orlando club, killing 49 people and injuring 53. This man was originally investigated by the FBI and was deemed that he was no threat to the country and was let go, which unfortunately led him to do the heinous crime that took the amount of innocent lives. According to a June 13, 2016 article in the Vox website by senior correspondent at Vox, Zach Beauchamp, terrorists are not idiots. They have known about our lax gun control laws for a long time now and have urged would-be jihadists to take advantage of them. So Americans' acts of terrorism would decline if the background checks were much stronger and were extended to analyze and really see who these people are and what their intentions are in terms of buying a weapon. People who are in support of terrorism or any kind of violence should not be allowed to purchase a weapon at all. So acts like what happened in Orlando would not happen again. According to an August 6, 2019 article on CNN by digital news producer Kara Fox, the U.S. has one of the highest death rates by firearm in the whole world. According to World Health Organization data, Americans are 51% more likely to be shot by gunfire in the U.S., which is a huge amount that should be decreased. So because of this, obviously there is something flawed with our country, with our country's gun laws, and we should definitely change and see who is eligible to purchase a weapon and who is not in this country. So now that we have talked about diminishing the acts of terrorism and gun violence in this country, let's move on to the reduction of crime and gun altercation in the U.S. Gun violence and crime go hand in hand with increasing rise in gang theft and drug-related violence in the country. I was surprised to see just how easy it is for people who have committed crimes in the past to purchase a weapon themselves. There is really no restrictions for them. They can purchase a weapon as long as they meet the mandatory restrictions, which allows them to purchase the weapon. According to an August 6, 2019 article in The Brink by science writers Jessica Colarosi and Kat J. McAlpin, other countries that require universal background checks for all gun sales drop homicide rates by 50% lower than the U.S. Homicide rates have gone down by 18% by prohibiting the possession of guns by people who have committed past crimes. So because of this, they've seen a decrease in gun violence by not letting criminals purchase weapons. So why does America allow them to keep owning weapons? So no other country in the world has the death rate that America has. It is much easier to purchase a firearm here than to buy a motor vehicle, which says something about the country. So to get rid of the issue, I believe that we should not let people who have committed past crimes own weapons of any caliber, of any kind, and that potentially would diminish the amount of crime and death toll in the U.S. According to a March 22, 2018 article in the Time website by senior writer and collector of data journalists Sean Gregory and Chris Wilson, A more effective policy would require every buyer of any age to obtain a license that includes a registration of all purchases and at least a modest training program. Just 7 states require a permit to possess a gun of any kind. So because of that, criminals are easily able to purchase any kind of weapon and still commit the same crimes that they committed before, which potentially can take the lives of innocent Americans and bring up the crime rate even higher. So now that we've talked about the gun crime in America and the altercations, let's move on to the societal costs that come with all this tragedy that happens to people when it comes to gun violence and terrorism. In the US, when there is a large amount of terrorism happening, many people need to be rushed to the hospital and seek medical attention. Unfortunately, not everyone can afford to pay for these immediate hospital bills, and is led to the American people, the American taxpayers, to pay for it, which eventually brings the economy down. This is not good, because when the economy goes down, no one is really winning. There's never winner in these situations. Gun possession only brings losses from human loss to financial loss. The only real solution to this issue would be to remove gun possession entirely and not let anyone who is not mentally stable and unfit to purchase a weapon at all. According to an August 14, 2019 article in theprocon.org, 2.7 billion over 9 years, 84% of those injured by firearms are still uninsured, leaving taxpayers responsible for most of the bills through programs like Medicaid. So because of this, there is never going to be a upside to having weapons available to everyone. It only brings the economy down, brings the death toll up, and for the most part brings negativity to the US. So with that in hindsight, these solutions would be able to bring positivity and help the US become stronger in general. Gun possession in the US will bring the American people to safety from acts of terrorism and gun violence. Today I talked about the reduction of potential terrorist attacks and gun violence with stronger gun control laws. Second, I talked about the diminishment of gun violence and altercation. And lastly, I talked about the reduction and the societal costs that come with gun violence and terrorism. So with that said, America is a great country. I believe that we can definitely see a change if we place these gun laws in place and protect the American people for the better future. Thank you.